What's up, FOA Squad? I'm Anthony, and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope everyone is doing well out there. Happy Friday to everyone, and I hope that you have the weekend off. All right, guys, today I wanted to come on and do a brief, I hope it's brief because I got shit to do, a brief backstory because I don't know what is going on with our channel, FOA Squad, but it went from 2 weeks ago, just crossing the 5,000 subscriber mark, to just a day and a half ago crossing the 6,000 subscriber mark, to today we're at like 7,400. I don't know what's going on. The corned beef and grits hash video is at 31,000 views. Oh my goodness, what's happening? I think everybody, YouTube threw that video out there and so many people watched it and subscribed. And I am very grateful that you decided to stick around for a little bit and get a chance to know me and hop on board this journey that I have been doing here on our channel, the Life with Anthony channel. And so let me get into it. Okay, so first let me properly introduce myself. My name is Anthony. I am 56 years old. I'm a Capricorn, born in January. And let's see, I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. I now live in PA. I came to PA because the company that I worked for over 30 something years shut down, but we had a sister plant up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I came up there to work. I worked there for a year, and then I came further up Pennsylvania, and I now work at a different place going on 3 years. Speaking of work, I am in the printing industry. I work on a press. As I said, I've been in the printing industry for about 34 years now. And it's okay. It's a little getting a little tired of it because it's a little physical. But yeah, I've been doing that for over just about 34 years. Now, let me get into how I got into the whole van life, because that's what I really want to focus on with this video and share with you guys how I got into van life, because I'm quite sure that there are many of you out there now is probably wondering how I came to be living in a car. And I can tell by some of the comments, you know, you guys think that it was an unfortunate circumstances that I ended up living in the car. So let me talk about that. I said let me go like I'm going somewhere. Let me start with that. All right, so in 2016, actually a year before 2015, I was in a process of losing my home to foreclosure. Now, how did I come about losing my home? I made a decision in my life, and it was a good decision, but with a bad outcome. I mean, I did something good, and as a result of that, as I said, it was a bad outcome to the tune of $30,000. So I was legally bound to pay $30,000, and I was not able to keep that up and pay my mortgage and pay that, because I'm telling you, when lawyers are after you, they are after you, and they're gonna get their money. They're gonna get their clients' money, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, they will garnish your wages. They will get their money, and I was scared of lawyers back then. I was like, oh shit, I better do this, right? So in any event, a year later, because it takes a long time for your house to foreclose. I mean, you can basically live in the house almost a year before you actually have to get out. And so I wasn't paying anything because I was focused on, you know, this whole lawyer situation and getting that $30,000 paid off. I'm happy to say that I did get it paid off, but it was much too late. Now, About the house situation, I was in the house for 11 years before this happened. I really did not feel any type of connection with the house because I really didn't want a house. I let one of my coworkers that I worked with for 10 years when I was an operator on the press convince me to buy a house, and I did. And actually, honestly, when I finally got out of the house, it was a weight. I felt like it was a weight off my shoulders now. I felt like my freedom had begun there, and I can now do what I want to do when I want to do because I didn't have that to worry about and take care of. Okay, so I left out of the house I believe it was August the 29th, 2016. At that particular time as well, I decided that I was going to quit my job. Now, how did I actually learn about car life and van life? I was a huge fan of the tiny home movement. I was watching a lot of YouTube tiny home videos, and naturally van life videos and car life videos started popping up in my feed and everything, and I became interested in that as well. And then when I got in my situation, I was like, oh, okay, maybe instead of when I leave the house to try this lifestyle out, as opposed of just going straight to an apartment, because my initial idea was to go to an apartment, from the house to an apartment. But then I saw this whole van life community, and I decided to give that a try. So my first vehicle, if those of you who've been around way back then, was a big old green Ford Econoline 150. I lived in that for just a tiny bit, and then that conked out, and then I moved into the green minivan, and I had that up until about 2 years ago when I bought this vehicle here. I switched the minivan out because it started having a lot of problems, and it had problems passing the PA inspection. So I thought, okay, it's old. I'm not going to spend the money to repair everything. Eventually, other things are going to start happening to it. So I may as well get something a little newer. So I bought this SUV that I live in now, which, by the way, is a 2017 Hyundai Tucson. So I got this vehicle. I started living in this vehicle. So the point I want to make is that I am not living in my car because of an unfortunate circumstance. I am living in my car by choice. The first time, also, what I accomplished when I was living in a minivan was to clear my debt. I did that. Now, when I made the decision almost 8 months ago to move back into my car, it was because I wanted to enhance my savings account. I felt like I was saving money, but I wasn't saving enough money. I wasn't saving as much as I wanted to save because I was paying rent. I was paying everything that was associated with having an apartment and everything. And I just felt like I was getting older. I should have more money than I have right now. All of those things were going on in my head and occupied a lot of my headspace. I felt like, oh my God, Anthony, you are getting older. You need to, get your finances in a much better shape. So I am living in my car strictly because of the purpose of enhancing my savings account. And the other reason was I really wanted to pay my car off as well. And if you have not noticed yet or do not know, I paid my car off about 2 weeks ago. I started saving my money when I moved into this car September the 30th of last year. And I managed to save up a lot of money to just pay this car off. I paid my car off in 2 years. I had a 6-year term, so I basically almost paid my car off almost 4 years in advance. So once again, I was very proud of myself, still very proud of myself for that accomplishment. Now it's time to move forward, and I set a financial goal that I wanted to reach And initially, once I had my car paid off and that financial goal reached, I was going to go into an apartment. But I saw how I was able to save that amount of money in that short period of time, and I decided to prolong my living in a car and stay in the car for a little bit longer. So I don't want to get to rambling on, but to all you new folks out there, I'm okay. I'm okay. This is my second time around. I stayed in a minivan. I lived in a minivan for 2.5 years. And so when I made the decision to come back and to live this lifestyle again, I had already had that experience. So I already knew what to expect. So it was easier. I mean, it wasn't hard back then because I kind of got it together back then, the 2.5 years that I was in the excuse me, in the minivan. I got, I mastered it. I did all the adjustments, made a lot of adjustments, a lot of trial and error, and I figured out what works best for me. And I did the same thing when I came back and started living in the SUV, which is different than a minivan. So I figured things out, through trial and error. And I think I am at a point now where I'm pretty good with living in the SUV. Yes, I would like more space. A lot of people would like to see me in something that I can stand up in. But I always, when I get the thought of getting something else, maybe bigger, maybe smaller, it always come back full circle for me to stay the course and stay focused. And to add a little bit to it, because of recent videos that I just now made, my goals are kind of switching up a little bit now. Ever since I have had those 2 conversations with my sister and my mom now, I'm thinking of a different direction to take. Right now, I'm saying to myself that I'm just going to save money. The whole conversation kind of made me realize about my mom that if, in fact, she needs financial help in the future, I have to be able to, or I want to be able to do that for her. So I'm not going to be buying any vehicles, hopefully. I don't know, because I paid that car off quick. I can pay another car off quick too, and still save a decent amount of money. Well, anyway, I feel like I'm rambling on and everything. Let me talk a little bit about my personality, and then we'll wrap this video up for today. I consider myself to be an introverted person. I'm very quiet. I much prefer to be alone. I have a low tolerance for people. I think people are crazy, to say the least. I think they're crazy. And I think people get on my nerves. Damn, they get on my nerves for real. And I just enjoy being around me. I enjoy doing things by myself. After a lifetime, or up until this point in my life, where you ask people something, do you want to do that, do you want to do this, and no, and no, I can't do this, I don't have this. I just, over the years, started enjoying doing things on my own and by myself. If someone happens to join me or we get together for something, that is great, but I enjoy me and my time. And so that's part of my personality. I consider myself to be a very kind, warm-spirited, and considerate person. Being a considerate person is big on my list. Big on my list for anybody's character trait. Because I think that if you are not considerate of others, then you're probably going to be mean or have some type of mean streak in you or whatever. I think it's important. And I think sometimes with me, when I expect everybody to be considerate because I am, and when it doesn't happen, I tend to become y'all see that? I probably already said that. Rough night at work, once again. Anyway, yeah. I'm very quiet. I'm very quiet. I was always a quiet person growing up. I get the loudest when I'm around people that are and have been in my life for a long time, my old time friends. Somebody asked me once, do I have friends? Of course I have friends. We're not in the same state because people grow, they get older, they go about their lives and everything. But yeah, I have many really great friends. I talked about this before, over 20 years of friendship and everything. And what else can I say about myself? I love going to the movies. That is one of my all-time favorites. If something is out every weekend, I will go to the movies every weekend. That's my favorite things. One of my favorite things to do. I'm into tennis. I love tennis. I love baseball, but I fell off of baseball for several years now. And one of my biggest dreams was to visit and go to a game at each stadium. I don't know if that's going to happen or not right about now, but we'll see. And what else can I tell you guys about myself? It's just that I want this community to be a community where people can come and we can share our life experiences. I do know by the YouTube analytics, I know the age range that occupies the vast majority of our community here, and it's for people who have lived some life, and had some experiences and everything. So it's a great community to come and be around like-minded people who are in your age range, who have some experiences. And that's one of the best parts for me of having this channel, is that I get to talk with people who are either experiencing the same things that I am going on in my life or have gone on in my life, and they talk and everything, and I think it's great. I think that's one of the best ways and best things about having a YouTube channel instead of having one with all the shenanigans and all that kind of stuff. This channel and this community is a real life community. It is people, like I said, who live some life and have some wisdom and everything. Now, let me touch on this for just a second. I encourage people to share their thoughts with me, because how else would we learn from one another and share each other's stories if we don't? I encourage you to do that, but I also encourage you to do it in a respectful way. Do not come into our community like you've been here for a long time and you know my story, and just because you watch one or two videos. I ask that you take the time, get to know me, watch some of my older videos. Now, I'm not asking you to go binge watch 200 videos. But if you want to, shit, I'm not gonna stop you. But take a minute and watch some of my older videos, and as I journey my way from there to now. And you will quickly find out that I like to laugh, and I am a very warm-spirited person, So just be respectful. That's all I ask. I do, I always say you can tell a person anything. It's how you tell that person that matters, okay? All right, what else? Okay, let me address this as well. The missing tooth, which I'm going to say is the elephant in the room, because I've had some people comment some rude things about my missing tooth. I am afraid of the dentist. I have always been afraid of the dentist. Every time I muster up the courage to go, I chicken out on the day. I can't tell you how many appointments I made on that day I didn't go. They want to do a lot to me. Shoot, they want to pull 4 teeth. Then I got a couple down the bottom that's getting a little loose. That might be make 6 teeth. I got to get the, oh my God. I mean, just the thought of all of that just makes me cringe. But I know it's something that I have to eventually do, or I'm going to have no teeth in my mouth. But you know what? That might not be a bad thing, because I might drop a couple pounds there. I might drop a couple pounds and then get the teeth fixed. Anyway, guys, that's it. I hope that give you guys, especially all of these new folks that are joining our community. Again, welcome to the FOA Squad community. FOA, Friends of Anthony, and I'm so glad to have you guys here. And I'm not in need of anything. I saw one woman said, let's get a Cash App for Anthony. I appreciate that to the utmost, but this is my choice, and believe me, I'm going to benefit for living this lifestyle. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. As always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys. You know that. And welcome to the community, all of you great people who found this community like within the past 2 days. All right, guys, I'll see you the next time.